Always a lot of fun for a broadcaster. But what's it like as a player?
Well, no matter how many years you have in the league, opening night creates more butterflies than any other night. You want to make that great first impression for sure, but you're also really excited that it starts to count.
And are you nervous right now?
A tad, Brian, a tad.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. Tatum at the 4 with Queta in at the 5. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. And it's Hauser in at the 3, small forward. Oh, stolen by Embiid. Maxey feeling it out a bit. Embiid, a screen on White. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
And he quickly picks up his first foul. That's something to be aware of.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. We briefly talked about Jaylen Brown and what kind of defensive mindset you have to have against him. And he said, we have to be willing to work just as hard as he is. We have to fight through every single screen, talk to one another, and contest every shot we can. Sounds like it'll be an all-out effort against Brown here in this one. Guys, back over to you.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Here's Embiid, following the 3 by Boston. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound. And Tatum's got the ball here for the Celtics. Pass to White. Outside Tatum. The kick out to White. Fires the 3. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum.
Yeah, just drawing the defense and kicking it out. Tatum creating for others.
Embiid, a screen on Tatum. For 3, George. The Sixers again can't hit.
Well, he wanted to answer that 3 with one of his own. Unfortunately, he couldn't knock it down.
Tatum inside, working on George. Pass to Queta. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
All right, let's use this time to check out the teams with the most steals last year. 5th on the list, the 76ers.
And this is a team that takes great pride in being aggressive on the defensive end. They take good risk and know when to go after opportunities for steals.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. He buries it from 3.
Well, the numbers don't lie. Paul George has been one of the most accurate three-point shooters of his generation.
Back to White. White with a screen on Oubre. 3-pointer. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Here's Edgecombe. Oubre, a screen on Brown. Here's Edgecombe. Hauser grabs the board.
That's a tough start for them offensively. Now just 1 for 5 from the field. They've got to find their groove.
Pass to Queta. Now here's Hauser. The 3. And the 3-pointer goes.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Here's Edgecombe. Defended by Brown. White against Maxey. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Beyond the arc. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start. And here's Boston. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Brown. And Boston again with the bucket.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
George passes to Maxey. Got a hand on it. Right side Brown. Outside Tatum. To the paint. Tipped. George with a steal. Inside. Here's Oubre. Excellent D there from Hauser.
He was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
And here's Brown. Shot clock at 5. Rebound by Philadelphia.
And players avoid taking mid-range shots these days. It's almost like the threes are easier for players to get.
George's shot is off. And White has got the ball here for the Celtics. Here's Tatum. Off with the layup. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Well, that's a nice finish that time by Maxey inside, making full use of his exceptional agility and athleticism.
Now here's Tatum. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Embiid, a screen on White. Maxey passes to Embiid. The wide open shot is on the money.
Well, Embiid is laser focused. The way he shoots the ball is unreal for a 7-footer.
And here's Brown for 3. Joel Embiid with the board.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
White with the steal. 3 on 3. And there's the lob. Oubre with a steal. Here's George. And he drops it in from the low post. George has got 5 points.
Yeah, muscling his way for the bucket. George doing what he does best.
Outside Tatum. Pass to Hauser. Nice ball movement by Boston. Off target from outside. 76ers trail by 6. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
No good on the free throw. So far, Grant, we've seen some encouraging intangibles from VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, you know, he reminds me of Victor Oladipo or even a Dwayne Wade physically. Just an explosive athlete. And I love the way he uses that strength and quickness at the defensive end of the floor.
Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Boston. And the second free throw is good. And teams built to win now don't always have the young pieces that Philly does, Legs.
Yeah, BA, particularly in their backcourt. Nice drafting and great trades have given them an abundance of talent.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Unloads from 13. Kicks it to George. Boston pulls it in. Takes a step back. Tatum. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum.
Is that just a miscommunication? It just can't happen. Let's hope they get on the same page.
Both teams deciding to change it up. 76ers trail by 5. George, right side. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's on Sam Hauser. In a lot of ways, Paul George has been the prototype of the modern swingman, Grant.
Yeah, 6'8", and with his versatile skill set, plug and play on any team. But health has been a challenge as of late. Now in his mid-30s, can he maintain that elite level?
And he drops the first. And at his peak, Paul George averaged 7 free throw attempts per game. Tim, that number's seen a precipitous decline.
Well, in particular, the last few seasons, and I think with his injury concerns, B.A., you understand him being less inclined to hunt contact.
Boston making a switch here. Walsh is checked in. George hits them both.
And that's why you don't want to foul a guy like him. He is going to make those free throws.
Vucevic, a screen on Maxey. And they call an illegal screen here. A look now, post-All-Star break, breaking down three-pointers and other shots for the Celtics.
And they've been cooking from downtown, shooting with volume and efficiency. It's a strong attack from them offensively, and it puts so much pressure on opponents to try and cover all that space.
Barlow's checked in for Paul George. Maxey attacking. Pass to Barlow. Out of bounds. It'll be Celtics ball.
Well, that is the definition of an unforced error. It's very unfortunate, and the coach is going to have something to say about that.
Brown against Edwards. Brown with it. Vucevic in the post. Drummond defending. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two.
What I love about Vucevic is he's aggressive looking for his shot, which draws the defense's attention.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Celtics.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep, and they have been thus far.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for great looks.
You love a big man like Vucevic. Puts in the effort to keep improving. For example, look at what he's done with his perimeter shooting.
Lowry, he's checked in for the Sixers. Shireman's checked in for Boston. And so he's able to get one of two. And for the Sixers, the growth of Tyrese Maxey has meant everything, Grant.
Oh, my. His growth, both with his play, but also with his leadership, has meant a lot. And he has such a joyful energy. It really helps pull this team together.
Now here's White. Boy, he just disappeared against Philadelphia. They needed him. Pritchard, the pass to White. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Tough call for his coach. Second foul already. We'll see how much the staff trusts him.
Watford's checked in for Philadelphia. 76ers trail by 4. Pass to Edwards. Philadelphia moving it around. Watford outside for 3. Doesn't go, and he's 0 for 1 from the floor. Boston has gone 3 of 6 shooting from beyond the arc. Here's Walsh. And here's White. Picked by Vucevic. Goes up on the baseline. Tried to bank it in, but it misses. Philadelphia has gone 1 for 5 from three-point range. A cold start. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you, Brian. The Celtics understand that they'll be tested. Jaylen Brown said growth is a journey with ups and downs. You have to stay with it. You can't complain. Don't let it break your spirit. We've just got to keep building the right habits, keep being versatile, and keep learning from these experiences. EA, back to you.
Always looking to get better. Thank you, Allie. Here's Pritchard. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Pass to Shireman. That's in there. Vucevic with the assist.
Pulling no punches, attacking the heart of that defense.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
And here's Edwards outside. Hits a three-pointer.
The execution has been better lately. But do they have enough energy to pull it off?
In a tight game like this, you really have to take it 1/4. It is really competitive out there.
To the middle. 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
And they are letting those threes fly from outside. Really in a great rhythm.
Now here's Edwards. Down low. Oh, got a piece of it. Now Grimes. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Pass to Walsh. Right side White. 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Takes it inside. Oh, Drummond with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. Boston will have another go. And Philadelphia making a change here. Terry's checked in. Boston leading by 7. And they forced the shot clock violation. Great D. Embiid, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Lowry comes in for Terry. The Celtics also with a sub. Tatum's checked in. .30 seconds left in the first. Outside Edwards. Pass to Barlow. Here's Grimes. No good on the 3. Tatum against Lowry. Let's go with a 3. The shot no good. And so it's Boston closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Their work from distance has been impressive, and it's put them in this lead right now. We'll be right back. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Well, it's hard to get stops in this league with so much talent offensively. I love what they are doing right now.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. They've got Nikola Vucevic, Jason Tatum out there with Peyton Pritchard, and it's Shireman in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Embiid. Back to Lowry. Pass to Barlow. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Embiid. Oh, Embiid with the slam.
Well, the defense has to push Embiid farther away from the rim. You can't make the game this easy for him.
Tatum, a screen on Lowry. Three-pointer, Pritchard. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Lowry, the pass to Edwards. Left side Grimes. The 3, and it's good. First made shot in 4 attempts.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
Pass to Shireman. Back to Pritchard from deep three-point land. Rebound by Philadelphia.
Yeah, so many times we will see shooters of any caliber miss that wide-open 3.
Here's Embiid. To the inside. Lowry. Nice D from Pritchard. Boston leading by 6. "13 feet out. Hits the front of the rim and out. The 76ers have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Tatum passes to Pritchard. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. There's the triple. Again, the miss by Boston. Well, the 76ers shooting 35% so far in this one. Lowry, the pass to Embiid. Now here's Lowry. The D's right on him. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Thanks. Well, Joel Embiid rarely wanted to share all of his cards, but coming off of what he called the most important offseason of his life, he said he cares about how he'll be remembered in the game of basketball, and he understands what remains to be done.
Chasing that ring. Shams, appreciate the report. The free throw drops for Embiid. Tim, these recent injuries robbing Embiid of prime years. 7 straight All-Star appearances up to 2025.
Yeah, B.A., for a player his size that moves as quickly as he does, it seems like it put a tremendous amount of strain on those lower extremities. It's a common theme in this league.
The 76ers making a switch here. Terry's checked in. And one thing about this game, Grant, on any given night, you can see an upset.
Yeah, I mean, B.A., it just shows how hard it is to be consistent night in and night out. Every team in the league has quality players, so if you're off your game even just a little, that could be enough to lose it for you.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Good decision-making. Scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
Now here's Pritchard. On the wing, Tatum. And he can't stop the drought. Another miss. 76ers trail by 3. Here's Grimes. Pass to Terry. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Throws it down emphatically.
He's got serious hops, right? You add that to his ability to penetrate, that's 2 easy points. Now here's Pritchard. Coming in off 12 points in his last outing. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
And so much power out of Tatum. Look at the elevation.
Pass to Grimes. Puts up a deep 3. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Celtics lead by 3. Here's Gonzalez. Oh, and he brings it down with a 2-handed jam.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
And now this offense feels like they can just do whatever they want.
And Tatum's got the ball here for Boston. They've led by as much as 10. Pass to Shireman. Back to Pritchard. This one for 3. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got 4 rebounds now.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. A big group substitution here for Philadelphia. Paul George, he's checked in for Barlow. Oubre comes in for Edwards. Edgecombe, he's checked in for Terry. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for Grimes. Celtics lead by 3. Now White. He has 6. And here's Brown for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the middle. Here's Edgecombe. It's not going to go for him. Brown with some nice D. Boston's shooting at 45% of the game so far. Hauser passes to White. Up top, Tatum. The shake. Rebound by the 76ers.
Oh, gritty defense, protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Here's Maxey. Good. And the assist to Embiid.
And that's the thing about Maxey. He is wiry strong. You see him there, absorb the contact, stay on balance, and finish.
Now here's Tatum. His last outing, he had 24 points. Vucevic, a screen on George. There's Tatum with the three. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Now Philadelphia with it. They're on a 14-6 run to the paint. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. You know, I heard Steve Kerr talking about this concept, the ball and stick theory, Tim, that some guys just have natural hand-eye coordination and will excel at any sport. You agree with that?
Completely agree. Typically, we think of athletic ability involving speed or quickness or verticality, but I think that hand-eye is critical and counts just as much as those other traits. What you love from Paul George, offensively, he's so consistent. He understands how to get the shot that he wants, and he will flat out give you the points you need every night.
Kadis checked in for Nikola Vucevic. And that one drops, so now they lead by 1.
And you got to give Paul George credit for his mental toughness. There's always lots of chatter out there, but he tunes it out and just focuses on his game.
Now here's White. 6 points for him. White coming through.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Outside Maxey. Philadelphia moving it around. Here's Embiid. And that one's long. Down low. From 7 feet away. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Now here's Maxey. He had 25 points in his last game. George outside. Embiid, a screen on Tatum. George for 3. Sinks the tray. George has got 12.
Really high IQ that time by Paul George, using that screen to perfection.
Here's Tatum, and then Tatum slams it in.
And we don't always get to see this from Tatum, adding the sizzle to the steak.
How about that elevated look on the AT&T Connected Cam? And Maxey's got the ball here for the 76ers. Pass to Embiid. That's short off the rim.
Struggling to get it going out there right now. I think he's pressing just a little bit too much.
Tatum from long range. Oh, he gets it to go. 7 of 13 now.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Andre Drummond is checked in for Embiid. Shireman's checked in for Boston. A look now at the leaderboard to see which teams had the toughest defenses this past season. The Celtics, second.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
76ers trail by 3. All right, let's send it over to Allie LaForce for an update on Peyton Pritchard.
Thank you. I just talked with Boston's head athletic trainer. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. A return to the floor was very 50-50. It's the kind of injury that would sideline many players, but everyone's built a little differently. So, guys, he's going to brave it out.
Allie, thanks for the report.
Well, he certainly didn't envision his season going like this. But it happens to the best of them, and now it's all about how you respond to it.
Lets it go from 11. That one falls, coming off a Drummond feed. George has got 10 points now, just in this quarter. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the 76ers.
Yeah, they're just attacking on defense, getting those hands out and knocking the ball free. I really like their energy defensively.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Legs, when you're watching a young team play, what are the things you're looking for?
Well, look, a lot of teams have young players who are focused on making a name for themselves, but I like to see unselfishness. Those guys who can play with a team-first winning mindset, those are the guys that you keep long-term.
Play D, do the dirty work, stay in the rotation.
About sums it up.
The first one falls. Pritchard's checked in for Boston. George hits them both. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Keita. Now here's White to halt the run. Oh, send it home, Derek White.
Wow! Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Okay, I see ya. That's your point guard getting up.
For 3, Maxey. And he knocks it down. He's 3 of 5 now from the floor.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Outside White. Pass to Hauser. And here's White from outside the arc. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Drummond passes to George. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And finally building some momentum here in the second quarter.
Outside, Brown. White looking it over. Back to Brown. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And it just feels like his poor shooting has been contagious to his entire team as they find themselves trailing.
Out to the wing. Oubre passes to George. Shoots over White. And again, it's Philadelphia.
Perfect start for Paul George. Just absolutely filling up the stat sheet and carrying the load offensively.
Hauser outside. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Brown passes to Pritchard. Maxey against Brown. Drummond grabs the miss. George, right side. The kick out to Maxey. Shoots over Brown. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. Paul George, he's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving force for the 76ers. He's been lighting it up tonight. 24 points. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Joel, you got out to an early lead. A lot to like in your performance thus far. What have you liked about it?
Oh, I thought we played great. Defensively, I know that I had someone behind me. If I made a mistake that was going to protect the rim, I thought we did great.
Thanks, Joel. Guys?
Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball.
Halftime show coming at you. Paul George has been electric here so far.
PG-13 has been all action in the first half. He's been box office material.
And with Paul George, it's never just about his impact scoring the ball. His defense also is elite. So valuable to this team.
And time now to swing it around as we take a look at the upcoming schedule.
Taking a look here now at the 76ers, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have subtle changes. Everything in preparation for this moment.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books, one half to go. Paul George has been sensational.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
Celtics trail by 7. George and Embiid are up front. Maxey and Edgecombe man the backcourt. And it's Oubre in at the 3. That's the group for Nick Nurse getting going here in the second half. Philadelphia's gone 7 of 15 from distance in this game.
Yeah, and leaving no doubt. Edgecombe just flies to the rim.
And White has got the ball here for the Celtics. Hauser outside. And here's Tatum. Tatum to the rack. Embiid with a steal. Maxey with it. Pass to Embiid. There's the 3. On target from range. And now a 12-point 76ers lead.
That's great range. Joel Embiid has never been afraid to shoot the 3 if it's given to him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Guys?
You love that confidence. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Now here's Brown. Inside. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
I'll tell you what, it's good to be his age.
Yeah, I don't have memories like that at my age, though. Here's George. He's got 24. Here's Embiid. There's the block. Celtics trail by 10. Now Tatum. He's got 16. White can't hit.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
4-3. Philadelphia with another miss.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Launches it. It's hauled in by Oubre. Oubre's got 4 rebounds now.
Well, it certainly hasn't been a smooth start after the break. Just 1 for 5 here to start the third.
Sometimes the D likes to get physical with Maxey, but he has no back down in him.
How about the motor of Tyrese Maxey, Tim? He just does not quit ever.
He's one of those guys who tracks the most miles run during games. Maxey probably wears out his shoes faster than anyone. Sharp turns, hard cuts. He's always on the move.
And here are the Sixers now. The Celtics making their last shot. White against Maxey. White, the pass to Queta. Here's Hauser. Nice ball movement by Boston. They set the screen. There's Tatum with the 3. Rebound by Philadelphia.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And the jam by George.
Yeah, it seems like George could do this all night. He just keeps finding shots.
Maxey against White. Fires from the wing. Again, Boston.
Gets one to go. It's been a great personal night for him, but those mean a lot less if you're losing.
Embiid, a screen on Tatum. George for three. Rebound, Boston. Kid has got rebound number 8 here already in the game.
Well, he was torching them from deep in the first half, but he has not made one here in the second.
Now here's White. He's got 15. Here's Brown. Brown going to work.
When Brown gets the ball this close in, he knows he can finish. Just a matter of execution.
Outside Oubre. George scanning the floor. No good from outside. Celtics trail by 8. Here's Hauser. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Oubre's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Edgecombe, defended by Brown. And here's Embiid. Give him 8. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound.
Well, fortunately, as he searches for his scoring rhythm, they still have the lead for now.
They get it again. White on the wing. Fires from deep. And Joel Embiid pulls it down.
Well, after spacing the floor for them in the first half, he's gone cold from out there.
Pass to George. Embiid inside. Yes! Embiid from in close.
That's about as easy as it gets for Embiid in that range.
Outside White. Brown, a screen on Maxey. White, the pass to Tatum. To the inside, Tatum. And he goes in for the dunk.
Oh, how about the pass here from Tatum? Great at involving his teammates.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Vucevic, he's checked in for Tatum. And it's the 2K leaderboard. Team leaders in blocks last season. 5th best, the Celtics.
Now, we all know they didn't allow any easy buckets last season. I mean, their defense was tremendous, and the rim protection was just outstanding.
Pass to Edgecombe. Back to George. Embiid, a screen on Tatum. Down low. Embiid can't hit. And Tatum's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. Outside White. Now Vucevic. Nails the baby hook.
Coach is loving the ball movement.
Here's Edgecombe, defended by Brown. And here's Oubre from the arc. Sends it home from three-point land. Oubre's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there. Maxey against White. Here's Maxey. He's got 9. Offensive rebound. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Yeah, and Paul George that time staying aggressive and he's able to pick up that whistle.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the 76ers.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
I really like their effort in transition tonight, constantly pushing the pace and then turning that into points.
The Celtics making a switch here. Pritchard's checked in. George hits them both. Well, some lament the death of the mid-range jumper in today's game. Grant, you got any fixes?
Well, some have suggested cutting out the corner threes. If the three-point line was only like above the break, teams would probably need to rely more on that mid-range.
Oh, deflected. Banked it in off the glass. George has got 30.
Clutch buckets. He's paving the way as they hit the home stretch.
Oh, stolen by Embiid. Edwards with it, now guarded by Brown. Outside Grimes. George in the post. Tatum's there. Just 4 to shoot. Late clock, the Sixers need to put one up here. Off the mark there with a 3.
It's just not his night from the 3, but this is exactly why you can't live and die by that shot.
Brown passes to Tatum. They need this. The kick out to White. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. Tatum's got 4 assists now tonight.
He's done a great job filling up the box score, but so far it just hasn't been enough. He needs help.
For 3, Maxey. It's hauled in by White. White's got 4 rebounds now. Pritchard, the pass to Brown. Man, Brown just showing his toughness inside.
Brown taking on all challengers. This kind of fearless approach is what his teammates and coaches love seeing.
For 3, Maxey gets the 3 ball to go. Maxey's got 12 points.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, he can taste a win right now, just trying to close it out.
Kicks it to George. Philadelphia moving it around. Vucevic with a steal. In transition, here they come. Brown passes to Tatum. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
Off contact, but just a beautiful shot by Tatum. He's added so much strength through the years.
George with it. Give him 30. Now Embiid. And Vucevic with the block.
It's awesome seeing Vucevic go after blocks. When he makes his presence felt, it makes a difference. Ooh, like an artist getting creative in the air. He can finish above the rim in a lot of ways, and they're all fun.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Some changes for Philadelphia. Drummond's checked in for Embiid. Barlow comes in for Paul George. And it's Walker in for Maxey. Boston making a switch here. And there's 1:45 left to play in the third. Outside Grimes. Outside Walker from behind the arc. Offensive board. Outside Edwards. Puts up a three. He drops it from range. Edwards got 8.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Well, they certainly have the shooters to do it. It's just about finding that rhythm.
Now here's Pritchard. Pass to Shireman. 5 to shoot. Lets it go. And there's Pritchard. That's good. On the assist by Vucevic. Pritchard's got his second bucket on the night. Here's Drummond. Covered by Vucevic. Back to Grimes. Now here's Walker. And here's Edwards. The three is up. It's rebounded by Walsh. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. 3-on-3. Edwards with it, guarded by Vucevic. And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming up.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Free throw good, Edwards. Kyle Lowry's checked in for Philadelphia. No good on the second free throw. Celtics trail by 9.
The smart play. Wait and take the final shot.
You're going to have to be very patient right here. Let's see how it plays out.
Outside Pritchard. It's stolen by Drummond. Here's Barlow. And that's not going to go. And we've reached the end of the third. Philadelphia on top, leading by 9. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. They've got Peyton Pritchard. Nikola Vucevic is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Shireman in at the 2.
And hey, Lowry will take his shot when the D isn't up on him. A solid score.
Now here's Tatum. Tatum knocks it down. He's locked in right now.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Embiid finds Lowry. Drives to the hoop. Tries the 9-footer. And he gets it to go off the front iron. And that's 12 points for Joel Embiid.
Come on. I mean, what can you do defensively? Embiid is pretty much impossible to guard when his jumper is on.
Tatum against Edwards. Tatum inside. Tatum just so strong inside.
You like the way Tatum can sliver around to get his shot.
Pritchard against Lowry. He shoots. Boston pulls it in. And here's Pritchard. Over to the wing. Pass to Walsh. From deep three-point land. The rebound by Embiid. Embiid's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Lowry. Left side Grimes. Jacks up a three. Pure from three-point range. And the 76ers lead by 12. Edwards against Tatum. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
You're calling Tatum a capable scorer would be an understatement. He is an elite offensive talent.
Pass to Edwards. Here's the three. And that comes off the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. And Philadelphia making a change here. Maxi's checked in. And the Celtics also making a change. Jaylen Brown, he's checked in for Walsh. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He did his best to light a fire under them, saying, we have to fight. Now is the moment. We have to come out of this deficit swinging. Guys?
Appreciate the report, Allie. Now here's Pritchard. Outside Tatum. Fires the three. Tatum! Money from deep.
Great rhythm to that shot. Tatum right off the pass.
Maxey passes to Embiid. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Tatum finds Pritchard. Back to Tatum. And Boston again with the bucket.
What composure from Tatum. As the clock runs down, he stays calm and seeks out a shot.
Embiid, a screen on Pritchard. Pass to Embiid. The three ball. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got rebound number 8 now. To the paint. Here's Vucevic. And the power finish by Vucevic.
Love it when Vucevic attacks with intent. He has the size and strength to dominate around the cup.
Embiid against Vucevic. Embiid with it. The floater, and they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. Paul George, he's checked in for Barlow. Boston also changing it up. Garza's checked in for Vucevic, and Derek White subbed in for Shireman. Celtics trail by 6. Now Pritchard, pass to Brown. With some arc. Oh, Jaylen Brown took the hit.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
George passes to Grimes. Screen by Embiid. Takes a three. Fires in the triple. Embiid's got 5 points now this quarter.
And we know Embiid has this kind of touch from deep. Nice triple.
George against Tatum. Shoots over George. Tatum, good. Tatum's got 35.
Rising to the challenge. He's given them everything he's got.
Pass to Grimes. Nails it from beyond the arc.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Here's White. Tatum looking it over. Soft touch off the glass. Tatum's got 37.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Maxey passes to Grimes. Back to Maxey. Three-pointer. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Outside, Brown. Back to Pritchard from the arc. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got assist number 5 here tonight. George outside. Outside Edwards. For 3, Maxey. And score it. That now makes him 7 for 11 in this game.
Right back at you. Tyrese Maxey showing you his competitiveness.
Tatum against George. Tatum gets the bucket. Tatum's got 39.
The man can't miss. Unreal display.
Maxey passes to Embiid. Uses the glass on the layup. And the 76ers lead by 9.
And credit his teammates for feeding him all quarter.
Pass to Garza. Maxey against Pritchard. Outside, Brown. Some solid defense from Edwards.
He's been just a little off the mark tonight. Really the story of the game so far.
Pritchard with it. Guarded now by George. Pritchard against George. Now here's Pritchard. Not a lot of room.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Some changes for Philadelphia. Oubre comes in for Edwards. And it's Edgecombe in for Grimes. Boston also changing it up. Queta comes in for Garza. And it's Hauser in for White. And he's good on the second. The Sixers lead by 8. Outside Maxey. Screen by Embiid. And here's Oubre from the arc. Gets the 3 to fall.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
Well, they are hunting deep shots, but they'll take the layup if you give them one. He powers through. Size and skill. That is a tough tandem to contend with.
For 3, George. Boston pulls it in. Queta's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Tatum from long range. Tatum connects on the corner 3.
He's hitting everything. It's easy to understand why this team keeps feeding him.
Here's Maxey from deep. Brown pulls down the board.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it. When this team needs a bucket, it naturally looks for Jason Tatum, and he typically comes through.
Now it's Maxey. No good. Had a chance to end the run there. No question, this offense has some firepower.
And they're looking very confident in all that they're doing right now.
Knocks down the trifecta.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
Outside George. Oubre, and he nails it.
And it's even more satisfying when you answer with a three, and it looks like they're putting the game out of reach.
Now here's Tatum. Shoots a three, and Tatum buries it from long distance.
This is exactly why they go to him in these spots. These guys believe in his ability to come through in the clutch.
Now Embiid. Puts it up from 12. Oh, he can't hit it. Boston trailing. And here's Brown. To take the lead. He gets the layup.
Give them credit. They fought hard to get back into it, and now they're rewarded with the lead.
And that one falls for Tatum.
In this situation, this is exactly who you want at the line.
Well, the 76ers shooting 46%, a decent average so far. Here's Embiid. 5 on the clock. Jacks up a three. Oh, no good. Edgecomb's gone, just 1 of 5 from the floor. And Brown rising high for the finish.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
What a huge shot at this point in the game.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. Now here's Embiid. Defense is right there. Blocked! And Boston pushing it up now. And yes, sir! In stride on the lay-in from a sweet assist.
I just love how he runs the floor with energy and intensity, but still stays under control.
In this league, you run whenever you can. It's so much easier to score in transition.
Edgecombe showing his maturity. Gets them the big bucket when they need it most.
On the wing, Tatum. George defending. Ooh, the three doesn't go. And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
You're definitely going to have to get a 3 here and then count on them to miss free throw.
Cleared away by White. And he commits the intentional foul.
Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, the clock's the big factor.
He gets the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 5-point game.
When you've got your opponent down, don't let him up. This one's all but over.
So we see Boston get the win here. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. And, you know,
all right, Allie, thank you.